Howdy, Brazos Valley. This is Hayden Riley, broker with Inhabit Real Estate Group, with your MLS update. This is where I go over the previous month's real estate statistics to share with you what has been going on in the Brazos Valley. And keep in mind, this information is general information provided by the Texas Association of Realtors, by the Bryan College Station MLS, and by the Texas Real Estate Center. It is general information for the entire area. If you'd like to know how this applies specifically to you, please feel free to reach out to me at haydenriley.com or on Facebook at Hayden Riley Realtor. Without any further ado, why don't we go ahead and get started? All right, folks, it is October of 2022, so let's go over September's numbers. Average days on market first. Now, average days on market, for those of you who don't know, is the number of days from when a property is listed until it is sold, not until it is put under contract. So if you keep in mind that a property, when it's under contract, generally takes about a month to a month and a half to close, then subtract that from our September number, for instance, for 74. That means that it took about 3 to 4 weeks for the property to go under contract, which is not a lot of time at all. Also, keep in mind that line of demarcation is about 120 days, where, like, if you see average days on market at 120 days, then you're in more of a balanced market where neither buyer nor seller has an advantage. If you're below that number, you are definitely moving into a seller's market, and we are well below that number at this point. So let's keep that in mind. Also, keep in mind that the gray and the purple lines are 2019 and 2018 respectively, which are pre-pandemic numbers. So keep that in mind as we're going over the next 3 slides, where we are now relative to those numbers as well. So next, let's take a look at the units sold. Our units sold for September, 290, still well below, or well above the gray and purple lines. We are below, of course, our previous 2 years, but then again, we're starting, as you've probably seen, we're starting to slow down a little bit, but we kind of had to at some point. Part of that is due to interest rates, and some of it is the fact that we've definitely got more inventory on the market, so buyers don't have to jump as quickly as they used to. And of course, we're also moving into the fall, which is typically a slower time period than the spring or the summer, when most people do their purchasing, who are going to purchase anyway. Next, we're looking at the new listings taken. This year, we've stayed pretty close to trend, except for May and June, when had a bunch of listings come on the market from builders all at once. And but we are a little bit higher this year at 385 new listings for September compared to the previous 4 years. So there's that. Next, we're taking a look at just the 2 cities of Bryan and College Station together. The median price point at $290,000, which is up 11.5% compared to last year. The active listings up 74.7%. And days on market, 77. So a little bit higher than for the previous statistic, which was for the 7 counties. A little bit higher days on market for Bryan and College Station. Our price distribution is about where it's been for the past few months, with a lion's share between $200,000 and $300,000. The next one, or number 2 spot, is at $300,000 to $400,000. And notice also that there are hardly any properties available under $100,000, which is kind of a telltale sign that our prices are continuing to creep up. And not that you haven't seen that in your own neighborhoods and in your property tax bill. Closed sales down 15.1% compared to this time last year. Months of inventory, 2.4 compared to 1.3 months of inventory last year. And yes, that is definitely higher We were increasing our months of inventory, but that is not necessarily a bad thing. Again, fewer multiple offer situations that are out there, a little bit more inventory for buyers to choose from, but still a lot of competition, and things are not staying on the market for very long. If you would like to know, the months of inventory is kind of an arbitrary number that realtors or statisticians came up with, where you have this hypothetical situation where if we didn't take on any new listings, how many months, just like September of 2022, would it take for us to completely deplete our inventory? And the answer is 2.4 months. 6 months is more of an indication of a balanced market. So just keep the 2.4, that is definitely a much lower number than that, another indication that we're in a seller's market. So enough looking into the past. Let's take a look into the future. I know I am not predicting the future, by the way, before I say anything. But this is kind of my way to look at trends to see what may be coming. So what I like to do is look at the number of properties that went under contract in the last week as a percentage of the active listings that are out there. Just to figure out what kind of market activity we're having. Is it slowing down? And it really, as you can see, since the end of July, we really haven't seen much of a slowdown at all. We've just kind of been hovering right around that 10% mark, which is still very active. No, it is not as active as what we've seen in previous, like during the middle of the summer, or during the spring, or in 2021. But I don't know that we'll see that again for a while, just because crazy things happen when the inventory was as low as it was during that time period. So now 103 listings last week went under contract of 962 active listings. So 10.7% of our inventory went under contract last week. So another indication of an active market. So not a lot of gloom and doom here in Bryan College Station. If you'd like to know what all this means as far as your individual situation is concerned, please feel free to click on the link below to schedule some time. Again, this is all generic information. These are averages. So if you would like to know how this affects you, if you're a buyer, if you're a seller, or if you're just a homeowner trying to figure out what his or her property tax bill is going to look like, I'd be more than happy to have that discussion with you. Otherwise, I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope you have a great day.